Greetings, this is the Timeshare Traveler. Today is episode 197. The top 5 pleasant surprises as a timeshare owner. So I wanted to go through this because I've got a lot of experience, and I want to go through the upsides I didn't expect when I bought, because a lot of people are just getting started. I want to try to fast forward you to being a more experienced owner. So other thing is that they're actually hidden in gems inside the complex program that many people don't use because it's worth taking the effort to learn. And then I'll walk through the next 2 slides are my top 5 surprises. It takes 2 slides to get them on. So that's what I'm going to talk about. But before I do, I'll tell you a little bit about my channel, and I'll be back in just about 28 seconds. Hang in there. Hi, this is Cliff, and I'm the Timeshare Traveler. Welcome to my channel. The purpose of my channel is to educate those who love traveling in timeshares. I've been an owner for 15 plus years at timeshare ownership. I have elite ownership with Marriott, Hilton, and Worldmark. I have published over 100 timeshare video reviews, and I've published over 95 timeshare tips. I can be found on Facebook at Timeshare Trav, at Twitter, Timeshare Trav, and on the web at www.timesharetraveler.com. Well, he's back. And an upside I didn't expect when I bought. And I've owned timeshares for over 20 years. And most people mention all the negative surprises, the issues with the salespeople and not being able to do stuff because I haven't figured it out, being told one thing, getting another. There's a lot of negativity. But one of my experiences, and I'm one of the people that has gotten a lot out of it, so I put the work in is what I think, but I think others can do it. And I've talked to the people who find them are happy with them, and that's usually the difference. Is there's just a lot to learn, and sometimes it's just not worth it, and sometimes it is. And I want to share my pleasant surprises. That way you can take of them now, rather than taking the 20 years it's taken me to learn all of them. And again, I think many owners just want to do it and kind of use it and don't want to look for the extra. So I'll help you give sort of, we'll call this a cliff note, haha, pun intended, just to use the name. Just to use it the same way they always have. And again, my name's Cliff, so that's the pun of the Cliff Notes. And I think I want to offset the negative feeling about timeshares that any change is only benefited the timeshare company. And that's not true. I'm not saying there aren't benefits. The changes aren't, in some cases, meant to benefit the timeshare company, but there's also sometimes when it benefits owners as well. So anyway, let me go now into some of the details. The next piece of information is about the hidden gems, I call them, inside of complex programs. Timeshares have many rules, and sometimes people feel very frustrated, but I actually look at it as the opportunity, which is the more I explore, the more I can take advantage of the rules. So there's 2 sides to rules, right? One is you feel burdened by them, but the other one is what can you do with them? And so most people don't explore the options, just kind of get used to using basics and stay with it. But I actually dig into them quite a bit. I don't know that I know everything, but the more I do, one lesson I've learned, the more I do I'm using the tool, the more benefits I gain. And it's surprising when I do the owner updates, always, they say, oh my gosh, you know how to use this. And that's the interesting part is one of the tactics they use is to say, oh, you don't know how to use something, oh, you should buy more. Well, that never happens with me because I usually know way more than they know. And so then they're kind of like their normal sales tactic doesn't work, so they now know they have to explain something and actually find value, which is why would you upgrade it without the value? Anyway, so many of my upside surprises were learning how to use the timeshares. So with that said, now let me go through my top 5. The first one is that the consolidation of timeshare companies is fabulous. Now, this is where it gets complex rules, because when there's a merger, then there's all different rules on how you can book with this type of point, with that, and so forth. But honestly, that complexity. Here's the deal, in my mind, when they consolidated, I get to use my points at like 2 to 3 times the number of locations. So in the case of Hilton Grand Vacations, it became not just a tourist destination on the West Coast and East Coast and Hawaii, but you could travel across the country and use it almost like an RV. You could stay in so many different locations, totally changing the idea. Okay, there's some rules. I have to book within the 6 months, but I've not had issues booking within the 6 month window. That's not been a problem so far. I mean, I can't say that I've got everything I want, but I'm able to make it work. And again, looking through all the details makes a difference. And I could say there were some additional purchases I had to do, but when I looked at the value I got by all of a sudden, again, sticking with the Hilton Grand Vacation, how much I could use, that was amazing. Similar, I had to do a minor upgrade with WorldMark, but the benefits of, and now I'm able to access all of the properties on Club Wyndham and so forth, and having not having to pay any cleaning deposits. That's just a huge thing to me. So the fact that they're consolidating, then it creates a bunch of complex rules. Learn those rules, get around them, and all of a sudden the timeshare is way different experience than just a few pockets here and there that you have to use. You all of a sudden have tons. The next one was, when I first took it, I was like, okay, I want to do my vacation. I'm just going to go on this vacation. I'll do it every year. But there's all these specials that you have. Or, if you're off peak and you're willing to do it, you sometimes can get 50% off. So if I plan differently, I all of a sudden could get twice the vacations for the same number of points, or 50% more. So there were all kinds of things, learning to find the specials. I didn't really understand the off peak process, but sometimes you move it by a week and you're off peak. So just learn those things and you say, oh, well, could we make it work on one of the off-peak seasons? Because we could then do 2 vacations instead of having to buy more timeshare points. So again, that was a great savings on my part. Let me jump to the remaining 3. The other one was understanding the benefits of status. Now, not everybody goes to get status, but I actually did, because I read the benefits and figured out they were worth it to me. So I'll give you 2 examples. One was my status with Hilton Grand Vacations. I save more than $1,100 a year, but I'm using $1,100 because that's kind of a conservative number. And that's just by using the benefits that I get by being a tier. That's literally a half a week's vacation from a maintenance fee on a 2-bedroom. It's maybe even more than that. Just by using my benefits that come as part of being a status. And I've talked to other owners that have the similar status, and they're just still using it like they used to, and they don't even try to use the perks. So it's like, no, they're actually really nice. I mean, a Lyft, having free rentals, I mean, those were just 2 with the Hilton. And having the status with WorldMark, because I travel like 2 days here, 2 days there. I'm actually this whole month, I'm spending 2 days a week in Tahoe, and that would chew through all of my cleaning deposits, but I have unlimited, and that's like $300 a week in cleaning deposits that I don't have to pay. So that adds up easily to $1,000. Probably, I'm probably saving $1,000 this month. Maybe it's only $200. I don't know the exact numbers because it doesn't matter. But just this month, I'm going to be using 4 2-day stays at WorldMark in Tahoe, and that would be a huge cost if I weren't taking advantage of my status. And why I chose to be at that status was the exact reason. So number 4, learning about the extra vacations from Interval and RCI. When I first bought, they were just like, oh, you got Interval and RCI, and I'm like, hey, whatever. I want to do the vacation. I'm buying the points and use them. But I've done last minute stays with RCI. I've done the getaways with Interval, and just by paying cash. I've even got one because I own GPX, which happens to be part of Hilton, but it's one of the sort of franchises that Hilton has part of their. So I get GPX, and I've gotten weeks of vacations for $400 on that as well. So learning about those extra vacations was a really interesting surprise, and I've stayed at amazing places that, I mean, they cost me $35, $40 a night to stay at some of them. So it's pretty amazing to do that. And then the last one, I always take points whenever I do owner updates and so forth. And so I've been booking timeshares with my hotel points. Vacasa is the best example with Club Wyndham. For 15,000 points, you can get a 1-bedroom in Hawaii for 1 night. So I've done weeks worth of stays for free in Hawaii, just using my hotel points. So that was totally unexpected when I first joined. So those are my top 5. There are actually more, but I find each one of those be significant change in my ability to use my timeshares. And so again, hope you like this video. Don't forget to give it a like, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. It helps me out tremendously.